Hey traders, just wanted to do a Sunday update for you on Bitcoin, I guess a few alts. And we're looking back, the video I did yesterday with the rising wedge. Well, we just made an adjustment in the live stream shortly after that video because we didn't really, dump or anything. So make your adjustment like you have to do all the time, especially in the 60-minute when things are developing. And as you can see, measured moves work both ways, right? We could have seen a price of like 68.71, but just as easily on the breakout of the upside, the rising wedge played a perfect role as being a measuring tool for where we could go. We got to 8,080. Well, the measured move was 8,081. We got as high as 81.50. All right, so not bad, man. Not bad. There was also the little triangle right here that developed on the tail end of yesterday. So that broke out too, and you could just say, hey man, it was a descending broadening wedge, two diverging down sloping trend lines that we broke out of, and we were just waiting at that point. So a lot of different ways to interpret it, especially in the 60-minute. Much more room for the imagination. All right, so that's awesome, man. Very good stuff to see a pattern play out no matter which way it goes. All right, so what's in store for us now on Bitcoin? Good question. All right, so let's use our Fibonacci real quick from our previous high to low, wherever that low is again. There we go. It's the wick. All right, last night in the live stream, we struggled at the 786. Looks like after I went to bed, we ran up, and then we sold off again. We're right back where we started, using that 78% retrace, 8,023 or whatever, as a resistance above all three moving average on the 60-minute. That's good news. So, I don't know why we wouldn't test 8,300, really where we were before. I mean, yesterday we talked about the 7760 area as a critical resistance that must be broken. If we break that, I'll change my tone entirely. We did break that, so that is very much more bullish. Because, dude, I mean, like, after 7760, besides 8,000, there's nothing there until 8,300. No overhead resistance. So it's stalling here. I mean, we might be just consolidating to get ready to run again. All right, so that's Bitcoin. Remember the whole thing. Let's go to the daily real quick so you can remember. All right, look at this daily time scale, man. Look, we didn't even fall below 62 on the RSI before bullishly engulfing today and blasting through that potential resistance. It's not much of one now, right? But you can see with the fibs again, just rejecting the 78% retrace, didn't quite hit an 88% retrace. Then that's where a candle high close on the daily is. So should probably see that, but man, we got so close as it is. I mean, this wasn't much consolidation, was it? 3 red candles, all right, and 1 bullish engulfing candle. No idea what's going to happen from here. If we do break 8,500, remember the whole tale of it is you break 8,500, there's nothing till 9,500. Really 9,000 because psychological resistance, rounded number, that you always want to at least note. But besides that psychological rounded number, it's 9,500, man. Or really, it's like 9,655, whatever. And then 9,800 candle high closes. And there are wicks above it at 10K, whatever. So, yeah, man. If you can somehow attempt to rally here and break overhead resistance, I'll be so impressed. And you'll have a really nice run to the upside. But again, that's a big if. So set your alerts up for 8,500, man. All right, 84 to 8,500. Okay. So just going back to 60-minute again so we can just look at a few assets. A few more assets, why not, right? Looked at Bitcoin. Now we can look at XRP. People are like, what happened with XRP? Good news, everyone. The double bottom, we broke out, and then we back tested the resistance as support, which is good news, but man, really kind of struggling to get any higher prices than 41.4 cents. But hey, good news is we hit the golden zone. So talking about the golden zone, that is where you commonly retrace. So if we didn't go any higher than this, it really wouldn't be the weirdest thing in the world, but you would think maybe we would go up because the double bottom, right? And you'd expect probably 43.389 cents, but you got to have Bitcoin play ball some. Okay, so that's great, man. Great news on XRP. We've been talking about it for a couple days now. This developed, And now we broke out, and we're running on to the fib levels that should have, I mean, that were kind of expected, right? Okay. And then you got 88 of the US dollar, just forming a really nice little upsloping channel, as you can see. But from your high point to low point here, it's in the same spot as Ripple, right? From its little breakout, the wedge breakout, 38% retrace, have not hit a 50% retrace at 8.825 cents. Okay, so remember golden zone between the 382 and 618, so you're in the midst of it, or you've begun it, you've hit it. Here you go, XLM. We're actually a little bit higher near the 618. Got a size 14.392 cents. Continuing to climb, probably some sort of channel. You know, we can look at it in the live stream, whatever. And then you have Ethereum, which was crazy, man, right? Like rising wedge played out beautifully into the falling wedge, which played out beautifully into the ascending triangle, which right now is working pretty well, right? You know, a sell wall with accumulation, you broke it, and not too much price action afterwards. But nevertheless, from your high point to low point, you've hit a 62% retrace. So if you could ever break the 62% retrace, you have a really, really nice shot of running to 268, 786. We know 260s at 236, that major 23% retrace from your May 5th, 2018 high. So we can keep this going. Measure move is up at $270, $271. So we could very well see those prices if Bitcoin wants to not become crazy volatile. All right. Here's Neo, same thing, right? The double bottom looking stuff, not holding as well as Ripple at all. Ripple back tested and held, and this one like back tested and fell below it, but holding above the moving averages. So you're kind of technically above this resistance. So let's see if we can stay above it. But the measure move is at $12.39.5. Great. Bitcoin Cash, different. I mean, kind of exactly the same, man. It's just you had an ascending running wedge. You broke out of it. Hey, dude, oh my God. Little education on ascending broadening wedges. Anyone? You know the measure move and ascending broadening wedge, when you break out bearishly of these patterns, the measure move is at the beginning of the formation of the pattern. It's not like you measure from the widest, tallest areas. No, it's measuring from the breakout to the beginning of the pattern. What did we do? This is textbook ascending broadening wedge measured move stuff. Dude, this is it, man. This is why we do TA. This is why we learn about the measure principle, measure rule. This was like to the T perfect. All right. So despite all that, you probably you got the same thing going on that you had, right? Where you had this like wedge, you broke out, and you're probably at a 78% retrace. Okay. So the same as all the others in the short term, high to low. Right, you touching the 78% retrace, that blue line right there. Okay. So those are deep retraces, man. This is much deeper than most other retraces we've seen. Here's BNB to USDT. Hit the 1414 and no higher. 1618, still waiting for that, up at like $30. Probably should see $30. I mean, you're at $29 now. Psychological rounded number of $30. I mean, you could probably expect that before selling off. But again, that's a 1618 fib extension, so that gives you more reason to believe $30 could be really tough to break. All right, nice uptrend. Okay, so that's it. I just wanted to look at some assets with Bitcoin, just to give you a rundown across the markets on this Sunday. Bitcoin again up 10%, $8,000. Trying to hold on to that 8,000 mark, man. That'd be great if we could. And again, the mega boss is going to be 8,500. Bullishly engulfing on the daily right now. And remember, tonight, the weekly closes, the weekly candle. So a big deal. A lot of changes happen when weeklies close, all right? So I'll be live tonight to see it all unfold with you. Be sure to hit that like button, that bell, that sub if you're new. And check me out on my live streams. I stream twice a day, 6 p.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. Eastern. So until next time, respect the TA.